Even though I have been planning my railroad since I was very small, I didn't decide on a name until recently. At first I was planning on calling my family's agro-tourism attraction Freeman Farms and just call the railroad part of it Freeman Farms Railroad. But as time went on, I thought it would be good to operate the railroad separate from the farm part. I also thought naming the railroad after myself, when has that ever been successful? So I looked at railroads that are near where I live and waited for inspiration to hit me. The closest train track is only 2,000 feet away. The CSX SS Branch was constructed starting in 1857 as the Wilmington and Charlotte Railroad. The next day, they changed the name to the Wilmington, Charlotte, and Rutherford Railroad, and for several months the end of the line was in Stanley. Stanley is the closest real town to me, with a food line and a Bojangles and so on. Back in 1860, Stanley at that point had the name Bavard, and had a Y, which is now non-existent. Later, they extended the tracks to Lincolnton, passing through Alexis Crossroads and Iron Station. Later, in 1873, it was reorganized into the Carolina Central Railway, and in 1890, that was absorbed into the Seaboard Airline, which would keep its name for over 75 years. Then came Seaboard Coastline, which begat Jacob, which begat Joseph, which begat our Lord. So, upon looking at the map, I noticed that we actually have a Dallas address, which had Carolina Northwestern tracks running through it. And before that, it was the Chester and Lenore Narrow Gauge Railroad. And since I do have a Dallas address, and there are abandoned train tracks just 3 miles away, and I plan on narrow gauge. No! Nobody would visit a railroad that was proud to have a Dallas address. Nobody's proud of that poorly designed town. When people ask me where I live, I tell them, I live in Alexis. And they say, you live in a car? Since the furthest this little railroad is going is Alexis, I think I'll call it the Alexis Railroad. I can say it's a sister to the Alexander Railroad that I've never visited. Alexis Railroad is a short name fitting for my short railroad. I never liked long names like the East Tennessee and Western Piedmont and Northern Carolina Southern and Central Georgia Lumber Railroad. They name railroads not just for where they are, but where they want to go. And that makes me wonder, why is my lawnmower train the only one with garbage in the name? That reminds me. Hello again. This is one of the few times where I am recording a video on the same day that it is being published. And I thought when I did yesterday's video that I would have already started working on the railroad. But then it rained a lot. And then it was very late at night when it stopped raining, so I decided just to put it off for a day. But today, August 2nd, 2019, construction of Freeman's Railroad has finally begun. Even though I've been moving dirt around for years, but this is the first time that I'm actually doing something real with ballast. So, there we go. Construction has started. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll have the actual real video of real work published in a few days. And until then, tomorrow, I think I got a video of one last walk, run, what it looks like, what the route looks like before I do any more modifications to it, like moving dirt and laying down ballast and other stuff. So, look forward to that, if you can. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day.